G'day art adventurers, welcome back, and if you're here for the first time, thanks for stopping by. Today I'm doing Inktober 2018, Day 8, with the prompt word star, and I have chosen to draw a variation of Sailor Mercury, or Senshi Mercury. This is a fan art from the Sailor Moon anime, and if you haven't seen it before, Sailor Mercury, or Senshi Mercury, is able to use her intelligence, technology, and science, as well as her powers, to help Sailor Moon and her allies to ward off evil and save the universe. So I've done this piece firstly with blue ink and now going in with Copic markers. I haven't been using my Copic markers often anymore, so it's quite tricky for me to be able to use them, and this drawing is actually quite small. I think it's a 5x8 piece of cardstock or mixed media paper. So to draw in the details with that tiny amount of space is actually really hard, and the paper was bleeding quite a lot. But I think I did okay at first, but I have some problems later on that I'll show you when I get to them. I also want to talk about using references for getting better at art. I've used a reference pose from, ironically, a person called Senshi Stock. She is on DeviantArt and she posts lots of reference photos which are amazing, and I've taken one of her and then used it to build upon my drawing and the characteristics of Sailor Mercury. I've changed some of the things about Sailor Mercury. The most notable thing, of course, would be her star staff. In the anime, they just have little wands, but I've changed this into something that could be used not only for her transformation, but as a physical weapon. And I've also put a number of other stars in places on her costume that aren't normally there to highlight the prompt word star. I've also changed her eyes and face and hair quite a bit from, I guess, what would be typical from the anime show. And now I'm going around Sailor Mercury with masking fluid. This is so I'm going to be able to paint a galaxy background and then add many more stars to fill the whole place with stars. I love painting universe galaxies or galaxies in watercolour. They're really fun, and I think over time I've gotten pretty good at doing it, but I try some new techniques all the time, and I've tried something new here that doesn't really work out. Things start off well. I put down a light coat of paint for a first layer, and then I switched to using Dr. P.H. Martin's Radiant Watercolours and salt to create really interesting textures. As the paint dries, the salt creates all sorts of cool effects. But then I shift to using a Holbein glitter fluid that adds iridescence, and I thought that would be really cool for the universe background, and in a way it is, but I didn't anticipate the massively increased drying time, and as I remove the salt and other things, I smear paint over Sailor Mercury. It's a shame. And then I protect her with just a cutout and then spray on stars using watered down white gouache using a toothbrush, and then a bit of white acrylic marker and some glitter pens. I picked up these glitter pens in Japan, so I'm not sure how easy it is to get them, but they're the silver and gold Signos, and also I think the chrome Signo gel pen. To try to fix all of the smearing, I go back in with a lot of white gouache, particularly, of course, on the areas that are meant to be white. There's certain areas that I'm not able to really fix. And then there's always the fun part of removing the tape. This thin tape I've also picked up in Japan. It's a Delita or Delita product, and there are lots of these tapes available in Japan for manga artists to use. You can get all sorts of different widths and colors and types. They're really handy. They're just like painter's tape but thin. And then I'm just finishing up by putting in some final star details, and for those people who have watched all the way to the end, I've got a special treat in store. Oh, I also forgot to say, if you've been following my journey, sorry that I didn't post the last couple of days. I just couldn't keep up with creating a piece of art and a video every single day. So I'll probably take the weekends off during Inktober, but I'll do my best to post as many videos as I can. Okay, so thanks so much for watching, and if you are new here, if you could subscribe and like, that would be awesome. And I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments below, especially if you have a favorite Sailor Scout. I'd love to know who it is and why. Okay, I'm getting towards the end, so get ready for your surprise. Bye!